we got some good games tonight. Wings versus Tempo, Sky versus Sparks. Let's start with this Wings Tempo game. Two teams short-term going in opposite directions. Wings 3 straight wins, Tempo 3 straight losses. In those 3 games, the Wings #1 offensive rating in the league, Tempo were 11th. Wings 5th defensive rating, Tempo 14th. You get the gist here. Dallas coming in at -8 over under 178.5. What say you about this game?
Well, we'll look at this one, Andy, and I'm going to try to find some angles for you and find some situations. And you know what? Let's start with Dallas, and they are one of the most improved teams in the WNBA this year, what we're seeing from them. But they're still a young ball club. Think about it. They've had the #1 pick the last couple of years. They're building from the ground up, and they're doing it the right way. But when you've got a young team, you're just starting to learn how to win. Now you got to learn how to cover spreads. And even though Dallas is 5-2 in their last 7 games, they're just 1-6 against the spread in those 7 games. Now we look at the schedule, and this is a really tricky spot for Dallas. They just played in Toronto on July 5th, and they won that game, going away 89-76. Then after that satisfying win, they got an even bigger satisfying win. They went to New York 2 nights later, played the Liberty. We know the Liberty is always one of the top teams in the WNBA, coming off the Commissioner's Cup victory last week and everything else. And what did they do? They went into New York and upset the Liberty, 88-77. Now, that was a huge win, to say the least. Now you got to go back to Toronto, okay? You just beat this Toronto team. I worry about them looking past them. This is a spot where we like to look, for situations, and this is the final game of a 4-game road trip. And if you look, Dallas has played 6 of the last 7 games on the road. So I think they're looking forward to getting back home. And Toronto, even though they're not winning, they've been a pesky team. They're 5-1 against the spread the last 6. But I'm not going to go full game here because this Toronto team, as you said, they're starting to decline a little bit. And we saw this with Portland as well, the other expansion team. These teams surprisingly played better than people expected early on. And I think part of that reason, guys, is the fact that because you put this roster together with a mishmash of different players from different teams, I don't think teams, when they first played these teams, really knew what to expect. And I think it gave the expansion teams a little bit of an advantage. Now that you've got film on them, you've played them, you've seen some tendencies, I think you're going to see that even itself out as we move into the second half of the WNBA season. But with that said, I've got a trend here that I can't ignore. I'm expecting Dallas to be flat tonight. That means slow start, correct? Well, this Dallas team has a tendency of being a slow starter no matter what. They're just 5-17 this year in the first half against the spread. And if you install them as a favorite, that number goes to 1-11 against the spread. Let's go ahead. Let's take Toronto. Now, this line has been moving up because the public is betting Dallas. It was 3.5. It's now 4.5 around town you can get for a first half wager. So I'm going to lock in Toronto first half here.
Care to make things interesting, Marco? Dallas hasn't gotten off to that slow starts in their last couple games. This is wrapping up a road trip. I think Dallas wants to finish this really, really strong. They know this Tempo team. So we got to give away a 3-day pass on this one. And it is going to be on the first half of the Tempo and the Wings. So after the show is over, in the comments section, type Marco if you think the Tempo are going to cover the spread and leave your WagerTalk username. Think the Wings are going to cover the 3.5-point spread, type Andy and your WagerTalk username, and then we will give away a 3-day pass. Marco got me last week. my turn to get him back this week. So I know what your play is in this next game, and there's no way I was going head-to-head with you on this one. We got to talk about the Sky and the Sparks. These are teams that just defense is optional. This for the season, the Sky is like ninth, and the Sparks are dead last. So I know you want to talk about the total. It's basically a straight pick 'em. So how do you break this one down?
Yeah, well, the interesting part is, these are two of, the bottom half of the WNBA teams hooking up. And ironically, they're both coming off of upsets. Okay, so now you got two teams that aren't good. They're feeling fat and sassy about themselves because they both pulled off upsets in their last games. That tells me, you know what? We got two bad teams hooking up tonight. We're feeling good. I don't think defense is going to show up in the building tonight. To me, this looks like a schoolyard pickup game. They're going to go up and down the floor. Chicago has allowed 90 points or more in 7 of their last 9 games. LA has allowed 90 or more in 6 of their last 8 games. Now we got two bad teams hooking up. Do you want any part of an under? I don't. And, I'm not going to overthink it. And you look at the season trends with these two teams. LA is 14-6 to the over, blindly playing the over. And Chicago's 13-8, blindly to the over. And now they're playing one another. Where are you lining up, Andy? I'm on the over. No sense overthinking it.
I agree completely. I was staring at this one possibly for a little client. I mean, listen to some of the scores of the Sparks games. 106-92, 111-87, 125-97. That's in regulation. Like 99-83, 111-102. Like these scores don't happen very often in the WNBA, but when the Sparks are playing, it just pops up all the time. So yeah, I'm completely on board with you on this one. So how are your aces doing these days?
We had a little drama here in Sin City this week. Chennedy Carter, who basically probably was, if she could just, stay out of trouble or out of the doghouse, she was going to be a lock for 6th player of the year. This is a trophy that has gone to a Vegas player. It seems like ever since Becky Hammond got here. And she opened the season up first 8-9 games. She was leading the league in points per minute, coming off the bench. And then she had a minor injury followed by a sickness. And then what has followed her every place she's been, guys, she's a cancer in a locker room, plain and simple. And I think she received her last chance to play in the WNBA. Remember, she had to go over to Europe to play last year because nobody picked her up. She was released by the Chicago Sky, was her last stop of many. But Becky gave her a shot here, and she was playing well. But comments in the locker room and a couple post-game interviews, and they released her on Tuesday, waived her for, nothing. And wow. I don't think another team will pick her up. I really don't at this point in time.
Unbelievable. So I know you got a 4% best bet up, but a couple people are asking if you got anything, was it Saratoga, any horse racing plays, anything you like for this weekend?
We're going to look at the Saturday card. I know I've been getting a few requests. People are itching for some horse action, and I know there's nothing like the Spa here on the East Coast in the summertime. So I'm going to look tomorrow's card over, see if we can find 1 or 2 races that look good. And what I will do is add that to our Saturday, all access package. So you can either grab Saturday, the one day by itself, but why do that, guys? You can pick up right now, one day all access is $39. For $69, you'll get 3 days all access. But wait, there's more. Like the late night TV commercials, we'll throw 3 bonus days in there for you for that $69 fee. So you get 6 days, $69. That's the way to go. You lock in every play. You'll get all my baseball, all my WNBA, any 5% plays. We did cash a 5% play last night on an 11-2 run with those plays. over the last 4 months, and then 4 and 5% short term last 3 weeks, 11 and 4 with those. Got a 4% play tonight. Head on over to WagerTalk to check it out, or go directly to my homepage, wt.buzz/MD. And don't forget, Marco's Deli will be coming up. We'll be taping that as soon as I'm done here, and that'll be released later tonight. We'll look at some Saturday, Sunday action in the WNBA. I'll see if there's anything in baseball I can add there as well, and then head into the All-Star break, guys.